Hello students, today I'm going to teach a new topic that is modals or modal auxiliaries. Contents of this video are: what are modals, how do we use modal verbs, list of modals, uses of modals, characteristic features of modals. We are going to learn uses of can, could, may, and might in detail, followed by homework for you. So let's get started. Now, students, let us learn what are modals. Modals, also called modal verbs, modal auxiliary verbs, or modal auxiliaries, are special verbs which behave irregularly in English. They are different from normal verbs like work, play, visit, run, cook, read, write, and so on. Modal verbs give additional information about the function of the main verb that follows it. They have a great variety of communicative functions. Modal auxiliaries express the mode or manner of actions denoted by the verbs. For example, you must work hard. Here, must is the modal verb and work hard is the main verb. You should try. Should is the modal verb and try is the main verb. Now students, how do we use modal verbs? Modal auxiliaries are used along with main verbs. They are not used alone. For example, you must go there. So here you is the subject, must is the modal verb, followed by the main verb go. So this thing you must keep in mind, that modal auxiliaries are used along with main verbs. They are not used alone. Now students, here is a list of modals and their negative form or contracted form. Can is the modal, its negative is cannot. And these modals can also be written in contracted form. So contracted form of cannot is can't. Same way, could, negative could not, contracted form couldn't. May, may not, shall not, or in contracted form shan't. Will, negative is will not, contracted form is won't. Should, negative is should not and its contracted form is shouldn't. Ought to, negative ought not to, contracted form is oughtn't to. Might, might not. Used to, didn't used to. Would, wouldn't. Have to, negative is don't have to. Must, negative must not, contracted form mustn't. Now students, let us see the use of modal verbs. Modal verbs are used to express functions such as permission. For example, may I come in, sir? So we are seeking permission. Number 2, ability. I can swim. Obligation. We should respect our teachers. Prohibition. You mustn't smoke. Lack of necessity. You needn't help that rich man with money. Advice. You should work hard to pass the examination. Possibility. It might rain. Probability. That can't be true. So modal verbs are used to express these functions. Now students, to understand modals in a better way, let us see some more uses of modals. A modal does not change according to the number or person of the subject. See students, main verbs, they change according to number, that is singular or plural. Person means first person, second person, or third person. According to the subject, main verbs change, but modal verbs do not change according to the number or person of the subject. For example, I can say. Here I is first person singular. We can sing. We is first person plural. You can sing. Second person, third person. He can sing. They can sing. So here modal does not change according to the number or person of the subject. Here we have used can with all the subjects. I can, we can, you can, he can, she can, they can. Next point. A modal is always used with a verb in its basic form. Basic form means base form, that is first form of the verb. The modal takes the tense while the main verb remains in its dictionary form. Here are some examples. I can cook. After can, we have used the base form of verb, that is first form of verb, cook. I may cook. I could cook. I might cook. So here modal verbs are can, may, could, might, and they are followed by first form of verb. And but students, if after the modal verb have is used, in that case we can use third form of verb. I could have cooked. But if after the modal the verb is there, it is to be in the base form, that is first form of verb. Modals can be used alone in response to a question. Earlier I told you that modals cannot be used alone, but if a question with modal is there, while answering that question, we can use that modal verb alone, because from the question it is clear what we are answering. For example, can you play? I can. Will you play? I will. Will you come? I will. So here in response to a question, we can use the modal verbs alone. Modals, when used with not to form a negative, can be contracted. So when you are using not after the modal verb, we may write the contracted form. For example, I cannot run. This can also be written as I can't run. I will not run. Contracted form is I won't run. So students, if you keep all these points in your mind when you do editing, omissions, gap filling, you will be able to solve the problems and you won't commit any mistake. Now you know that modal verb does not change according to the number or person, and it is followed by first form of verb. Now students, let us learn some characteristics of modal verbs. Here are some characteristics of modal verbs. Modal verbs never change their form. You cannot add s or yes or ed or ing to a modal verb. For example, he can read. We cannot write he can read or he can reading. This is totally wrong. They are always followed by an infinitive without to. That is the bare infinitive. Infinitive means to plus first form of verb. Bare infinitive means first form of verb without to. So here the modal verbs are followed by an infinitive without to, that is first form of verb. For example, Raj must see a doctor. You cannot write Raj must to see a doctor. This is wrong. After the modal verb, we have to use bare infinitive. That is, to is not required. They are used to indicate modality and allow speakers to express certainty, possibility, willingness, obligation, necessity, ability, etc. Now students, in this video, we are going to learn uses of can, could, may and might. Remaining uses we are going to learn in our next video. So first, let's study the modal verb can. Now, what are uses of can? Can is used to express ability to do something in the present. It is the substitute form of to be able to. For example, I can speak English. मैं इंग्लिश बोल सकता हूँ. आप क्या कर सकते हो? अपनी एबिलिटी शो करने के लिए हम कैन यूज करते हैं. नंबर 2, परमिशन टू डू समथिंग इन द प्रेजेंट. Substitute form is to be allowed to. For example, can I go to the cinema? So we are seeking permission using can. Number 3, request. For example, can you wait a moment please? So we are making a request using can. Number 4 is offer. For example, I can lend you my car till tomorrow. Number 5, suggestion. For example, can we visit grandma at the weekend? So we are making suggestion, advice. Number 6, possibility. For example, anyone can make mistakes. So this is the possibility. So can is used for these many things. Now students, let's learn the uses of could. As you must be knowing, could is the past form of can. Could is used to express ability to do something in the past. जो चीज आप past में कर सकते थे. Can means कर सकता हूँ. Could means कर सकता था. For example, he could run very fast in his childhood. बचपन में वो बहुत तेज दौड़ सकता था. Number 2, permission to do something in the past. For example, I could go to the cinema. It is also used to express polite question. For example, could I go to the cinema please? Polite request. For example, could you wait a moment please? Polite offer. I could lend you my car till tomorrow. Polite suggestion. Could we visit grandma at the weekend? Question mark. Possibility. Anyone could make mistakes. So students, these are the uses of could. Now let us learn more about may. What are the uses of may? May is used to express possibility. strong possibility. For example, it may rain today. So if there are dark clouds, it is lightning, we say it may rain today. Number 2, permission to do something in the present. It is a substitute form of to be allowed to. For example, may I go to drink water? Question mark. So very often you use this sentence in your school. Number 3, polite suggestion. For example, may I help you? Next is might. Might is the past form of may. Now what are the uses of might? Might also shows possibility, but it is less possible than may. For example, it might rain today. So if there are clouds, we say it might rain today. But if there are dark clouds, lightning is there, weather is very bad, then we say it may rain today. So here possibility is less, in may the possibility is more. Number 2, hesitant offer. For example, might I help you? So students, I hope now you know how to use modal verbs. So now it's homework time. Here is a practice exercise for you. Fill in the blanks with appropriate modal auxiliary verbs. So here, after each question, 3 options are given and you have to use the most appropriate one. Next slide, the same practice exercise follows. Please complete it. I hope you will be able to do it on your own. Students, thank you very much for watching this video. And in my next video, I'm going to teach you the uses of some more modal verbs. And if you like this video, please press the thumbs up button. May I request you to subscribe and share my videos. Thank you very much.